Okay, what's going on? It's J Peso Boxing. This is my first video. I don't really do videos. I'm trying to get into it just because I fucks with boxing hard body. But anyway, let me start off by saying I am not in here to have no beef, no conflict, none of that with any of you YouTubers doing boxing videos. I'm with anybody who is doing their part to make this sport better, more popular, whatever the case may be. If you're in it for the love of the sport and the expansion of the sport and the popularity of the sport, I fucks with you. So I don't want no beef. Now there are guys out there who have agendas, all that other case. They ain't got nothing to do with me. You want to come at me, debate me, I back up everything I do with facts. So we can do that all day. But getting into the point of this video per se, this is specifically for Nestor Gibbs, aka the boxing voice. Big fan of your show. Listen to it all the time, along with many others. Like I said, I'm a fan of the sport. I don't have allegiance to anybody. This person might beef with that person. Really ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm not friends with none of y'all. But if you are doing your part for this sport, for the popularity of this sport, in the interest of this sport, for the benefit of this sport, then I'm with you. I fucks with you. But when I hear things, when I see things, things don't sit with me right, I gotta speak on them. So let's go into this. I don't think that it is a surprise to anyone who listens to Nestor Gibbs that some would call him a Thurman protector. I don't really want to use those words, or at least I didn't. I would more say he's a Thurman fan who has his judgment clouded from time to time. That's fine. It happens. You know, when it comes to this sport, it's hard to be completely objective, even if you try your hardest. I try my hardest to be objective, and it's still difficult for me in some cases because I'm a fan of the sport. There's certain guys that, I just have an affinity to. Zab Judah, he can lose every fight he has from now until he decides to hang him up officially. When he fights, I watch. When he fights, I cheer. When he fights, I'm a Zab Judah fan all day. I'm not delusional. When he fought Floyd Mayweather, I wasn't sitting there like, oh, Zab Judah's going to beat Floyd Mayweather. No. But I'm a fan. So I'm rooting for Zab Judah. When Zab Judah's landing those lefts and he unofficially dropped Floyd Mayweather, I'm standing up. Yes. Oh, whatever. Anyway, Nestor Gibbs is very, very adamant about highlighting everything that Keith Thurman has done in this sport in his division. He's done a good amount. He's done a tremendous amount, and I take my hat off to him. Unified champion. He fought the best the division had to offer that he could fight. As far hasn't ducked anyone. Kudos. But now it's nitty gritty time. And Keith Thurman is the same man who used his platform to, in the most slyest of ways, call out Floyd Mayweather. And at the time, I wasn't mad at him for doing it. You use whatever leverage you got. And at the time, he didn't have any leverage. You're not Floyd Mayweather's status. The only thing he had was that WBA regular title. That's what he got. But even he knew, and he told the reporters that Floyd ain't got no mandatories. I'm not Floyd's mandatory. Floyd ain't got no mandatories. And he's at the position where he can fight who he wants to fight. And he's a money fighter. And he's fighting for the money. Yada, 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 yada. Fine. But then you started going into all this other stuff about what the fans want and what you plan on doing in your career and your whole little slogan, I got this, and I'm not afraid to let it go, and it's fine. It's corny as hell, but it's fine if you stick to it. You feel me? Fast forward some years, Floyd's gone. It's looking like the man at the top right now is Keith Thurman. Cool. Spence said your name, dog. Spence said your name. And I'm hearing a lot of stuff, but I'm not hearing all that stuff I heard early on about I got this, and I'm not afraid to let it go, and I'm not I'm trying to bring the fights the fans want to see, and I'm trying to fight the toughest fights out there and all that. And don't get me wrong, because I know what you're going to say. I'm not expecting Keith Thurman to come back after this long layoff. He just got married and get in the ring with Errol Spence. That's not what I'm saying. But when he established that he didn't plan on fighting Errol Spence in his next fight, which was fine. And then he alluded to that he probably wouldn't be his second fight. I'm like, okay. Errol Spence ain't no joke. You went 2 tune-ups. Cool. But then he said, Errol Spence is not on my to-do list. Listen, bro. There's no way you can be a unified champion, have another champion in your division calling you out, and you make statements like he's not on my to-do list when you came at other fighters' necks for these same things. Like, nah, you're not getting that pass. Now, I understand the business aspect of the sport. I really do. And if that was your format, that was your plan from the rip, and that's all the stuff you were saying, you made your name off all that, hey, I'm about the money, if the money's right, fine. But don't duck Spence under the guise of he hasn't done enough when that man is saying, I'm ready right now. And you're not Floyd Mayweather status, Keith Thurman. Yes, you're the king of the welterweight division as of right now, based on what you've done in comparison to everybody else, all the other top dogs at welterweight. It's you. This is not a Keith Thurman hate video. It's not a Nestor Gibbs hate video. I just want Nestor Gibbs to address it since he's the consummate Thurman protector. But I haven't heard him say a peep about Keith Thurman and Errol Spence, and why Keith Thurman is giving every excuse in the world not to fight Errol Spence. I don't understand it. I would understand it if Keith Thurman always had the stance of, we got to build the fight. They're prize fighters. They want their money, and I understand that. But Keith Thurman, at least in America, which I'm sure the fight would be, is a significant enough name. Errol Spence is climbing that ladder, and by the time that fight is made, if it's promoted properly, I don't see anybody not getting the money that they should get for that fight. I don't see it. Especially when you got fights where, it happened a couple years ago, but Andre Berto got 1.2 to fight Sean Porter. Sean Porter got $1 million to fight Andre Berto. And you're telling me they won't be able to generate at least $6 million apiece for these dudes? $3 million, not $6 million. I'm sorry, $6 million total, $3 million apiece for both these guys, which I think is decent money based on what they've made, based on what they've done. We're not talking about $20 million fighters here, so the money is easy to make. So I don't understand what excuse Keith Thurman is trying to come up with other than he ain't trying to lose what he got, which is that which according to him, he's not afraid to let it go. You ready to get in there with the tough guys? You ready to get in there with the best? Then do that. Get you a tune-up. Fight you another tune-up per se. Don't gotta be a walkover guy, but a guy that's gonna give you a nice little battle. Maybe hard to knock out, make you last 12 rounds, get them rounds under your belt, make you get your time and all that other stuff. Cool. After 2, you ain't got no excuse for me, dog. But I digress. That's just my feelings on it. But I'm not as seasoned as Mr. Gibbs, and maybe he can shed some light that I'm not aware of. Like I said, I'm not here for hate. I'm not here for conflict. I'm not here for bickering. None of that. I'm here for the dialogue. I'm here for the debate. I love it. I'll do it all day.